We have arrived at Oostende before 5 in the morning, much later than formally planned due to unexpected event on our way in Zeeland that has to do with a car accident on the bridge where we lost more than an hour waiting for clearance. Oostende, small village in the Middle Ages where fishing played a major role in its growing. Very strategic place during all kind of wars, built and destroyed many times. Today big harbor in Belgium with city rights granted in 13th century. Very touristic place gathering people from all around the world. We're spending day in Oostende today as we're waiting for the correct tide slot to jump in. And the departure is scheduled on 5 p.m. today. Then we will be heading to Calais, which will be like 8, maybe 9 hours of sailing.
Our wives are just taking bath in the warm sea and we are looking for a cold beer.
For me personally, this place is too crowded. The local fish booths along the harbor look pretty delicious, convincing you to try. But when you get your fish from the microwave, then yeah, you don't wanna go there ever again. We set off towards Calais before 5 p.m. planning to get into western tide that pulls us to another place. It was pretty busy with boats in the harbor as apparently there was some preparation for sailing competition called Gold Cap Dragon that takes place a week later. We have just left Oostende in Belgium and heading to Calais. It's gonna be today rather coastal sailing as there is a very nice route close to the shore. So we're gonna have a nice wind, nice views, a bit of waves, and we expect to be in Calais around 2 a.m. We were running on the edge of the broad reach and run, so we tested a bone breaker that I admit it's a very useful equipment.
Charging battery a bit.
It's a good time to catch up with your VHF skills. You get great live examples of all sort of information that is shared via radio, security information or weather forecast. You need to get used to it. I am not sure to what extent I understood everything, but more you use it, more you blend with it. Not everyone can eat during the passage. Some filling up the stomach, the others make some space for the evening dinner once on land. Courtesy flags. It's a gesture to hoist the flag of the country that you are visiting with your boat as a respect. There is no legal requirement to do it, but it's definitely substantial behavior among sailors to do so. The flag that flies on the back of the boat is so-called a house flag that indicates country where the boat is registered or belongs to. There is no obligation to register boats our size in the Netherlands.
We arrived at Calais at night around 3 o'clock. Now we are looking for some nice spot where we can grab a French breakfast. Around 1 o'clock we will be leaving towards Ramsgate, so today we have 40 miles to do and we should reach our destination somewhere around the evening.
Calais, city with history, moving from one hand to another over centuries. Completely destroyed during the war in 1944. Went through the migration issues in the recent years where people live there trying to enter UK by stowing away on trucks, ferries, cars or trains traveling through Port of Calais or Eurotunnel. It is one of the most important harbour in France, the largest port for passenger traffic. The closest French city to England. You can easily see white cliffs of Dover on a clear day. And yes, we have found very delicious French breakfast that I can really recommend. We began our last sleep early in the afternoon, and that has to do with proper tides that will help us in a good direction. So there we go, towards the Ramsgate! We formerly thought of going to Dover, but as Marina there is under renovation, Ramsgate sounds like a good alternative taking into account distance we could make within 9 days. We were following North Sea Passage Pilot by Imre. Great book, especially for the beginners going for the first adventure across unknown waters. You can read about different routes with timings and tide indication. You can find all necessary information about leaving or entering harbors with associated VHF channels and phone numbers. I really recommend that publisher. I believe every experienced sailor has such a guide on board. We are now doing the last leap of our cruise towards UK. The weather is pretty nice, wind up to 10-11 knots. It's actually first time for me and for us to cross the English Channel, so we are very excited to go there. The whole cruise like this is a lot of learning for us in terms of, you know, understanding, reading and calculating tides and tidal streams. So it's always best when you really feel it on your skin, then you know how this tastes and you know basically how to build on it.
We are heading to the Western Cardinal Buoy, and once we get there we are changing our heading. Then we are going to cross TSS, one of the most busiest traffic separation scheme. But I'm very excited because this is a very big experience, and yeah, every hour spent on this sea is a good lesson learned.
Crossing TSS, we actually expected much more traffic than we faced, maybe 6 or 7 ships passing by in the far distance. But besides ships, we had unexpected guests paying us short visit. Dolphins, playing around for a moment, making very cute sound just over our stern. This is always very exciting having these mammals next to you. When entering UK, you must hoist a yellow flag to indicate that you request custom clearance. The whole process might sound a bit overwhelming for the newcomers, but I managed everything over my phone in 3 minutes, submitting proper form before my arrival. When sailing, time and distance have different perception. It also brings us to the basic needs that make us happy. At the end, it's not a destination that matters. It's all about the whole adventure, magical things you experience on the sea, breathtaking moonrise, adorable sunsets. It's about perceiving and appreciating power of nature, just great life experience you get from it. Ramsgate, port control, this is sailing vessel, timeout, over. I'm about to enter the harbor, can I get the permission? Over.
Yeah, you may end up onto your inside. Arena on channel 80.
Thank you, over and out. Thanks for watching. If you haven't done it yet, please subscribe so we can follow another trips. In the next episode we will walk through Ramsgate and set our course back home, visiting different harbors along France, Belgium and Netherlands.